Good morning, folks. This is Mr. Dan coming to you from the Landscape Design Classroom, and today I'm going to talk to you about care and handling of cut flowers. So our main idea here, how can I extend the vase life of my cut flowers? So some areas of cut flower business success: finding a market, providing an attractive, high quality product through appearance and vase life. Remember, you always want to have the most fresh, crisp, clean flowers, and you want to have vases that are eye appealing to the consumer, because looks are the best way to get into somebody's shopping cart or on somebody's order. So some tools and equipment: clean and sanitize tools and equipment to prevent deterioration, sharpen tools, what and when to harvest, only healthy, vigorous plants based on species and time of year, mornings preferred. Moving into storage coolers, commercial coolers designed for storing cut flowers. May also work for retail displays. You can go into a Walmart, you can go into pretty much any floral business, and typically they're going to have a storage cooler with signage on the inside, just like you see here. So it's always going to be displayed in an interesting way to be eye-catching to the viewer, but also give them their own space. So some important storage factors: you want to keep your storage between 32 and 35 degrees. I would actually say about 33 and up. You don't want to freeze out the flowers. But keeping them in a cool place will keep them fresh for as long as possible. And if you use something like carnations, they stay fresh forever. And by forever, I mean probably about 3 or 4 weeks. So cooling before packing, packing in a cold room, and forcing cool air through boxes. So whenever you're packing these in boxes, you want to make sure that you have room so they can continually have that air circulating in and out to keep it nice and cool in there. Relative humidity above 90%. You want some humidity in the air. Some other tips for keeping cut flowers: additional carbohydrates. You want to make sure there's little sugar packets whenever you buy flowers for your sweetheart. You want to make sure you have those, and you're putting those in the water. That helps with the longevity of life. And if you don't have it, you can use basic sugar, but I would also consult and research flowers that you have to see what would be the best option. So cool room, put warm water. Commercial floral preservatives. The importance of water here: water, just like us, about 95% of the plant. So rehydration, replacing lost water, and the xylem, plant tissues distributing water. So water is actually going to be water, and the nutrients are actually going to be going up through the xylem and filtering out throughout the plant. So some factors affecting vase life: air bubbles at harvest, temperature and pH of water, microorganisms, hard water, and soft water. So one of the biggest things you can do here with water is you can check the pH of that water with a water testing kit. We have some down here in the classroom we can take a look at, just basically the same way that we do soil testing. So we'll take a look at that here in class while you guys are here in person. So some other things here: air bubbles at harvest. You want to try to make sure you don't have any air bubbles in your water mixtures, just because you're decreasing the amount of water in that vase. So try to keep as many bubbles out of that as possible. You don't want to use hot water because hot water can burn the plant. And microorganisms, make sure you're using water that has been purified. Sometimes microorganisms in the water can take down a plant fairly quickly and make it wilt. So a carnation that typically has a 4 to 6 week life outside in the world, or outside in warmer temperatures while it's sitting in water, might have like a half decrease, maybe even a quarter of a life, because of a microorganism that could possibly be in that water. So ethylene gas production, produced as flowers age, causing damage to flowers. Some sources of this: other aging flowers, propane combustion, and some ripening fruits. So if you have fruits on your flower that aren't really necessary, you can remove those. So here's some ways to prevent flowers kept away from ethylene sources: well-ventilated storage and work areas, proper cooling and refrigeration, chemical treatment with silver thiosulfate, and then sources of physical damage: mechanical bruising or breaking, gravity, which is geotropism. That's bending upward if shipped horizontally in some flowers. So if you have them on that horizontal plane and they start bending up or bending down, typically it's going to be in a bent down motion, because sometimes when you shift those stems can be going up, down, or down over the side, and then they're kind of hard to work with whenever you're doing your floral design. Now, diseases and moisture, especially gray mold, and insects and light levels. So one of the big ones, one of the big insects that we have in this area that will destroy pretty much any type of plant, especially like a crop, flowers, is the stink bug. They'll get on there and start eating them up. There's a lot of different pests. So if you run across something, take a picture of it. You can try to remove the pest if you want. Unless it tries to bite you, then I would probably recommend not doing that. But you can call one of your, you can call a pesticide specialist or somebody that specializes in bugs and or pests, and get some more info on that. So that is the end of my presentation, and this is the end of the floral segment. We'll be working in class on a variety of designs throughout the years. If you have any questions, give me a call down here in the landscape design classroom. But I appreciate your time, folks. Have a great day.